name is Brandon, and welcome back to Audio Addiction. We do album reviews, we do band interviews, and we get live video of the concerts that we get. Just posted a show thoughts of August Burns Red's 10-year Messengers tour. So if you're not checked that out, go check that out. I will be posting their set hopefully this weekend. It's been taking a lot of time editing, but I've really enjoyed it. I've liked how it's come out so far. So hopefully you guys enjoy it as well. Also, if you enjoy what I do, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure to hit that like button as well. It means a lot, and I would appreciate your support. So, tonight we're going to be talking about From Inside's new record, The New Era.
There's always been two sides to me. Promises made that will never stay. There's always been two sides of me.
So, I was approached by Artery yet again. Thank you to Michelle for shooting me this band. They are from the UK. They are kind of like alternative metal. They remind me a lot of Linkin Park, Bring Me the Horizon, a little bit of Icy Stars, and they remind me of the most current record from The Word Alive in that regard. So they definitely have that obviously metalcore influence, but they are also heavily influenced by electronic music. So that is a key indicator or a key sort of thing that they wanted you to point out and stuff like that when you're listening to the album. So we'll get into the first track, which is Still Breathing. It's got this cool sort of like electronic sort of I guess techno-ish sort of opening. It's literally just like I don't even know what to call it. I think it's almost a piano or something like that, but they like glitched it up and it sounds really cool along with like the drums. And then the screamer comes in, and I really like his screaming, like range. I think he does a nice mid-level scream. I think he does a little bit of highs here and there, and he kind of does that sort of like, typical yell sort of a thing. I feel like he could experiment a little bit more in sort of the lows, but I'm not gonna get on to it. It's the first track, so but overall, I really enjoyed this track. The clean vocalist is probably like the highlight for me. I really enjoy that it's not a higher register vocalist. Really appreciate that it's kind of like a mid-level, kind of like I would say on the lower end of the vocal range, which I appreciate because not a lot of bands do that too often. So it's cool to hear that, especially in the clean department. I think that's really amazing, and I think just the blend of electronic elements and just the whole band in general. I feel like that kind of creates a cool thing. It also reminds me a lot of Danger Kids, even a little bit of Issues here and there, just in terms of like electronic parts, even Crossfaith as much too. But those elements are definitely something that you pick out immediately when you're listening to any of these tracks on this EP. I would definitely say that that is, something that I wanted you to listen into and want something that they wanted you to be like, oh, there's some really cool electronic elements, but there's also a really good scream part, and they really meld it well together. I think the chorus is where it really hits its peak. It just really soars, just in terms of instrumentals, vocals, everything. I think this is a great way to start off the record, and I really enjoyed that one. So the second track is Be Yourself. They actually just released a music video over on Gear Gods, so if you have not checked that out, I highly recommend it. It was really great. It's cool to see. I always love seeing that like video to audio kind of perspective. Obviously that comes with music videos, but there's something about it, seeing it visually and listening to it. You kind of get more out of it and stuff like that. So, getting back to the track, it's got this cool sort of like piano intro part, with the clean vocalist, and you can definitely tell that they were influenced by probably the latest Bring Me the Horizon records, and even like Sepultura and If There's a Hell. I think they are heavily influenced by those records, as well as like again Linkin Park, Hybrid Theory, and Meteora. I feel like those albums are definitely influenced by, and you can tell in the tracks and just the way they write it and stuff like that. I really enjoy this one as well. I still think Still Breathing is one of my favorites, and just um, just a cool sort of vibe to it. I think they all have a really cool vibe to it, but I really like the intro, Still Breathing. The next track is Find My Way. I would say this is kind of the lull of the record. Not saying that it's bad. I think it's a great track, but just to me, it didn't grab me as much as the other tracks. But I think this is another really solid track. I think it primarily features more of the clean vocalist, which I do enjoy a lot. I do like his vocal range. I like that it's not too high, but it's also not really low and kind of like odd in the sense of the whole band. So I really enjoyed this one. I think it's a great track. But just definitely not. I wouldn't consider it to be one of my favorites, but I still think it's a solid track. We'll move on to track number 4, which is Two Sides of Me. They also released a music video for this one. This was, I think, back when they first announced the record, or close to it. But I really enjoyed this one. I think this one's their most solid track and probably one of my favorites as well. Just sonically and just how it's written and structured, it feels very just formulated and very thought out. The electronic parts are again accent the whole instrumentals in terms of guitars and stuff like that. I think they just really melded it the best they could on this track. And I like to play off of the two vocalists, or it could just be one vocalist, and I'm going insane. But I like the plays off the cleans and the screams. I think they play off very well with each other, especially in this track. And that's something that I look out for when I'm listening to bands. I like how, like the band chemistry sounds in terms of how they write tracks. I understand this is probably their first record, but I think if they keep that sort of chemistry, then they're going to be making some really solid records. So the last track on the record is There Was a Time. I would definitely say this is my favorite track. It is probably the heaviest on the entire record. There's just something about this track every time I listen to it, and I probably listened to it about 20 times. There's just something that grabs me about this track and just this album in general. I really enjoyed this part. I feel just like with track number 4, Two Sides of Me, I feel like they've again kind of mastered that whole balance of electronic elements, the guitars, bass, drums, vocals. I feel like they've really melded it together and they created a really sonically beautiful track at the end of the EP. Certainly one to listen to when you're taking a listen to this record. I think it's well worth it to listen to this track. It's definitely my favorite track off the record. So pros and cons about this record, I would say that I would say that it's really solid. It's something that it's different, at least in my opinion, from what I listen to on a daily basis. So it's something unique and something refreshing to get out of. I like the electronic elements. I've always been a big fan of that metal and electronic element parts. Woe Is Me. I mean, Abandon All Ships weren't terrible, but I do definitely enjoyed instrumentally. I thought it was pretty decent. Cross Faith, just a whole bunch. IC Stars, just a whole bunch of bands that have blended electronic elements and metal together. I really always have enjoyed that. But I think they really did a solid job on this EP. It's something to for them certainly to be proud of, and I'm certainly honored to have listened to it. It's a great record, a great first EP, and I'm excited to see what they do next. I will say a con. Sometimes when I was listening to the album, it became a little bit stale at sometimes, but overall, I think that was just maybe me just over listening to it or whatever. But I feel like once you listen to it through a few times, it really gets more complex and stuff like that. So I've really enjoyed this time listening to it. So my overall rating for this record, I would probably have to give it an 8.8 out of 10. I think this is a great record to check out, especially if you love, like I mentioned, Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory, Linkin Park's Meteora, Bring Me the Horizons, like 3 most recent records. I See Stars, New Demons, even like some of their older stuff kind of reminds me of that. And then Word Alive's Dark Matter. If you enjoyed any of those records, I feel like this is kind of right up your alley in terms of that. But I really enjoyed this record a lot. Again, I think it's one that you should go pick up. They are doing a pre-order, so you can pre-order it on their Big Cartel I think it's like £5, which is like I think like $6 or $7 or $8. I don't know how much it is in U.S. money. So definitely pick that up if you are interested in it. I will definitely be picking this one up. I think it's an interesting band to definitely check out and just an interesting blend of the two genres. It's not a first or anything, but I think it's definitely something to take a listen to and, just kind of vibe off of something that's a little bit different. So, let me know in the comments if you have heard of From Inside. Let me know what your thoughts are on the two singles that they released, being Be Yourself and Two Sides of Me. Are you excited for the record? Let me know in the comments. That'd be great. I hope to be doing some more stuff. I know Chasing Safety just released a record today. And then Yumi at 6 just released a record today. I want to try to do at least, I'll probably do Chasing Safety. So I'm excited for that. But thank you guys for checking out the review. Like I said, if you enjoy what I do, make sure that subscribe button and make sure that like button. It certainly means a lot. And if you enjoyed enough, share it. That'd be great. The more the merrier. I love talking with you guys and talking with you guys in the comments. And yeah, so let me know if there's any other bands you want me to check out in the comments below as well. And I've been Brandon, and this has been Audio Addiction. We hope you got your fix, and we'll be talking with you soon. Peace. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, of course. If you enjoy what we do, make sure to go check out the other series we do. We do album reviews, we do band interviews, and we do live videos, so definitely go check that out. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps our channel, helps us grow. Make sure to hit that like button as well. Go follow us on social media. That's all down below. We try to keep that as updated as possible. We also made a new website where we'll be posting photos of upcoming concerts and stuff like that, which you can go check out at audioaddictionmedia.com and come get your fix with us, guys. Talk to you later. Deuces.